Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles Sabans, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. So let's get into this topic here. I'm smacking my head because I didn't realize there was a topic that, anyway. So as you guys know, Ric Bucher has been making a lot of noise ever since he's been calling out some of the lies that the media has been trying to propagate. You know what's interesting? You know, Rich Paul recently made some comments that were directed to people like myself, where he was calling people like us out. Oh, you guys want to benefit off of LeBron's name for money and all of this. But it's amazing how he hasn't called out Patrick David, Clay Travis, Skip Bayless, Ric Bucher by name. They only got smoke for the black folks. Isn't that Shale Sonnen, who probably levied the most devastating and damaging allegation against LeBron James, who said he was using PEDs. That's what Shale Sonnen said. You overlook all of these people, but you want to talk about independent creators, that there's money in it. We'll take you seriously when you start going after the big dogs. When you address them, then I'll know you're serious. You're not calling out any white people. I'm noticing the trend. I'm noticing all of what they said. Go call them out. Go address Shale Sonnen before you want to address us. I'm just saying, because I ain't never accused anything, LeBron James of anything, not even one time. I've reported on the news, I've pushed back on the narratives, and I've made fun of him, which all you can do. But those people, they got personal. The day I see Rich Paul call out Shale Sonnen, then I'll know he's serious. Until then, I cannot take him seriously. Donald Trump just called LeBron James a racist. Why don't you call out the president since you're in a call out mood? We'll leave that for another day. Anyway, so Ric Bucher's been making a lot of news. But anyway, there was a show that he did recently with former NBA player Brendon Haywood, who I believe played with Michael Jordan and LeBron James. And this one was pretty interesting, and I want to read the background of it from the X account, The Truth. It says, Brendon Haywood says, LeBron James and Clutch Sports aren't going to be able to spin narratives to trick Philadelphia fans if things go wrong via their podcast. Take a look at what these guys had to say here.
Austin Reeves wasn't hesitating to go find his. Luka Doncic wasn't hesitating to go find his. I don't know that Tyrese Maxey and Jaylen Brown are going to defer to LeBron if he's not playing at the same level, particularly if defensively he's costing them. And we had one of our viewers was saying, you know, when it doesn't work, you know, how fast are they going to get on Tyrese or VJ or whatever? I don't think that's the case with Philly. I think those guys have established who they are. I think this may be the first time where LeBron is the one who's in the crosshairs if things aren't successful.
Hey, I'm going to tell you like this, because I was there for this one. I was at the All-Star game when Philly booed Kobe Bryant, their own beloved child. Boo! Hey, listen, in Philly, if it ain't right, they letting you know. And this ain't, they not playing the spin game. They're not going to let you spin it. Like, Clutch ain't going to be able to spin this through the media. And nah, like, if they mad at LeBron, it's going to be boo.
Yeah.
If they're going to be, it's going to be the Philly sports radio shows and everything. The Philly fan base is one of the most ruthless and aggressive fan bases, and you can't trick these people, man.
Nope.
They say, hey, listen, you can't tell them it's raining when it's not.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They not that type of crowd. So if they look out there and they see LeBron not hustling on defense, or if they look out there and they see Tyrese Maxey not getting proper usage, these Philly fans, they gonna call it out.
Yep.
This ain't the wine and cheese crowd at Staples that's gonna just, LeBron, nah.
They
Philly
also
is cutthroat.
Yep. And they recognize false hustle. You're not going to be able to have like a couple possessions where you're moving your feet and you're getting after it, and then there's 3 possessions where you're not rotating. The Philly fans will be aware of anyone that is not making that happen. I agree with.
So you saw what they said. Here's my response to that. They're going to do their very best. I think the odd man out here is going to be Joel Embiid, because you can't really go after Jaylen Brown because he's a finals MVP. So criticizing him, you look stupid. You look absolutely stupid. He already won a finals MVP and a championship. Tyrese Maxey, they're not going to go after him because he's a clutch client as well. And of course, they're not going to go after LeBron James. So that leaves Joel Embiid as the odd man out. So he's going to be the one that's getting all the blame. Just today, ESPN already published a show where they're like, is the pressure now on Joel Embiid now that LeBron James is his teammate? They've already started. Now, I think fans will say something. ESPN won't report it. I think local sports radio and all of these guys, they'll call out LeBron if they feel like he's lollygagging on defense, not really adding anything to the offense, blah, 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 blah. They'll call him out because, remember, they don't have any connection to LeBron James. They don't. It's not like as if he's going back to Miami where he established some kind of connection with the fan base and the radio personalities out there and stuff like that, where they'll kind of like cut him some slack. But Philly's a different thing. He has no connection to the franchise, none whatsoever, no history with them. And the fan base is their very candid fan base. They support the teams they support, and they're going to call you out if you're lollygagging and not putting forth the right effort. So I think the fan base will be vocal. Absolutely. But do I think that it's something that's going to be spoken about on national media? Hell no. Hell no. Because they haven't spoken about it in the last few years. These guys talk about LeBron led the league in fast breaks, not even mentioning the fact that all he did was cherry pick. He rarely got back on defense. They didn't mention it then, so why would they all of a sudden mention it now? I think the fan base will speak up and make their opinions known loud and clear and voice their displeasure with him if they feel like, he's not putting forth the effort. He's not really respecting the fan base and all of that. I think so. But in terms of, the media turning on, I completely disagree. Now, it may be something where the team starts losing and it's evident that he's the problem. Yeah, from that standpoint, it will be a nightmare. But these guys have a spin machine behind them that has been doing this for decades now. They're going to find a way to spin it. And you're going to see people like Brian Windhorst and all of these, is Jay Williams, Kendrick Perkins. Oh, I enjoy Embiid doing it, but what is Tyree? All these young guns, you got this old head. Like, that's what it's going to be, man. You already know. And don't be surprised. I'm saying it now. Do not be surprised that at some point next season, you hear these words. LeBron doesn't have enough help. The Philadelphia 76ers are too top heavy. Don't be surprised if you hear those words. I'm telling you now for free, because it could be said. It could absolutely be said. Just brace yourselves for that moment, because it's probably coming. These are my thoughts.